Hi, I'm Peggy Ullman, an improvement consultant with VHQC. Today I will explain the value modifier and how it affects your Medicare Part B payments. The value modifier is an adjustment that's made on a per claim basis to Medicare payments based on provider cost and quality. It's applied at the tax ID number level to physicians and in 2018 to non-physician billing. It's a composite score based on the quality of care determined by your PQRS quality measures that you submit and cost of care, which is determined by Medicare claims. This is a current adjustment example of what the landscape looks like now. The value modifier is one component of a complex array of quality initiatives from CMS. If you don't participate in meaningful use, there's a 3% deduction. If you don't participate in PQRS, there is an automatic 2% deduction. And depending on the size of your group, if you don't participate in PQRS or you do participate but perform poorly, then there could be as high as a 4% reduction to your Medicare Part B payments, which would bring the total to a 9% payment adjustment to all of your Medicare Part B payments that come in from CMS. The 2019 payment adjustment example will be even more complicated. You can see that practices are already behind if they aren't participating in these programs, but they don't seem to understand that. Our job is to help prepare them so they feel ready and able to succeed with these new payment models. The 2016 Medicare Physician Fee Schedule clarifies how the value modifier will be applied to physician practices in 2018 based on their 2016 performance. Last year's value modifier payment adjustment, which was calendar year 2015 based on 2013, affected physicians and practices with 100 or more eligible providers. Calendar year 2016 is based on 2014 and applies to physicians and practices of 10 or more eligible providers. Next year, it will be based on what you submitted for your 2015 PQRS payments, and it will apply to all physicians, solo practices, and groups of 2 or more. And in calendar year 2018, the payment adjustment was originally supposed to be applied to all eligible providers in the group, physicians and non-physicians, but this has been changed so that only it applies to 4 categories of non-physicians: physician's assistants, nurse practitioners, clinical nurse specialists, and certified nurse anesthetists. Physicians and non-physicians mentioned above in all group sizes can receive an upward, neutral, or downward value modifier adjustment under quality tiering in 2018 based on how they performed this year in 2016. This chart gives an example of the eligibility for criteria for different programs. You will see that the criteria for participation in PQRS and the value modifier is much more extensive than who is considered eligible for the Medicare or even Medicaid EHR program. So when you think about the size of your practice, don't forget to include all of the eligible providers as defined by PQRS and the value modifier. This includes clinical nurse social workers, nurse midwives, and others who may not necessarily be included in your meaningful use calculations. Among the updates for 2016, group and solo practitioners consisting of non-physician EPs, so that's a group run by a nurse practitioner or another provider that is not a physician, receives only the upward or neutral value modifier adjustment under quality tiering. In 2018, the value modifier will be waived for providers in Pioneer ACOs or similar CMS initiatives during the calendar year 2016 performance period. The value modifier does apply to shared savings accountable care organizations in 2017 and 2018, based on their 2015 and 2016 PQRS performance. This is the quality tiering in 2018 for solo practitioners and groups of 2 to 9 EPs. Again, keep in mind all the mid-levels in your practice and that those count as EPs as well. If you don't report PQRS at all, you get an automatic 2% value modifier adjustment. That's in addition to the automatic 2% that you're getting for Medicare. Under quality tiering, the maximum upward adjustment is 2x, and the maximum downward adjustment is 2%. The reason for the 2x is that this is a revenue neutral program. So if they only bring in $1 billion worth of penalties, but they have $2 billion worth of bonuses to distribute, they will modify the bonuses by a factor of X to reduce it so that they are not spending extra money that they have not collected in penalties. Here's the quality tiering for 2018 for groups of 10 or more providers. Again, don't forget to include your mid-levels in your calculation of the size of your group. If you don't report PQRS in 2016, you get the 2% reduction for PQRS, and then you get an automatic 4% adjustment for the value modifier. Again, similar to the other slide, the maximum upward adjustment is 4x, and the maximum downward adjustment is 4%. And again, because this is a revenue neutral program, that means that they will not distribute more in bonuses than they collect in penalties. How do you know your value modifier score? The first thing you should do is download your 2014 QRUR report. That's a Quality Resource Use report from CMS. The 2015 report will be available in the fall of 2016. You can access your QRUR via the CMS Secure Portal. You must first sign up for an EIDM account. Instructions on how to do that are included in the link on this slide. I hope that you found this presentation helpful to give you a broad overview of the value modifier. Please contact me if you have any questions, and thank you for your time.